Just butting into the music here. I see a move to the downside on that head and shoulders. Looks like Bitcoin's about to take a boom down. Looks pretty nasty. I don't know. You tell me. That short looks like it's going to play out down to the 21. Looks a bit like a Bart Simpson double top. But you never know. Only time will tell. What do you think, Livers? Or what does the chart convey? The chart conveys that's a head and shoulder pattern to me. Ready to break to the downside on the 15-minute time frame. But we may get stopped. The wedge may hold if there's divergence on a small time frame. Got a little bit of divvy here, but it's not amazing. And even it's more like a descending triangle, right? On the I'm in a short, you know what I mean? We'll see what happens. Indicators got div. We have divvy. We have divvy, folks. We got a little bit of divvy here. It can hold the zone. That could be a nice little div. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP. Did we get a liquidation? We did. See that? Every time you see divergence, there will be a liquidation on BOOKMAP. All right? I want you to understand this. I'll be back in 5 minutes, baby. Watch this div. If we can't get back above 26,905, expect more downside. Like, you got to flip this little local area here, or this will continue to dump down. 15 minutes still tells me that there's dumpage. Stick it to the 15-minute time frame. I told you we were going down, baby. Yeah. Right to the 200 SMA, baby. Come to daddy. You got to listen to the lifer, man. Got to listen to the lifer. Let's get that intro going, baby, and then we're going to run in, baby. Yay. Bam, shout out to everybody here. We just hit the trade right now. The second the freaking stream began. Oh my gosh. God bless everybody. Let's get it in. I can't believe it. Shout out to everybody. If you were in the trader group, Bitcoin 7-minute dump likely. And I open up the short because my mind said, don't be emotional, Sam. Don't go back and forth. Just, it is what it is. It's a shoulder, a head and a shoulder. And the 15 had the 200 SMA lagging. And what do? We dumped right to the 200 SMA. Got to use the limit orders to get in and out on these crazy moves. But that's insane, right? And that trade went up nicely. At one point was up about like probably 13, 14% depending on the levy. And that's light levy, 15%, 15x leverage. What a move to the downside there for Bitcoin. And we caught it. Now we're kind of outside the pattern. Another thing that I was looking at and I was talking to my students is, and, people in the group even that haven't taken class but know the deal. And that's a descending triangle with kind of a fake move out. And there was some bearishness in the tone. And the stochastics were telling me there was a likely move to the downside. When the stochastics turn and you have a shoulder, head, and shoulder, one thing I also looked at really closely was it was kind of a complex. Shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. That's what's called a complex head and shoulder. Bang, bang, bang. That's exactly what happened. Shout out to everybody here on the live. If you're in the trading group, you were given this exact call right before it happened. And honestly, this is probably not over. This looks like we could get a pretty big dump to the downside. The 4-hour wants to continue to take us down. The 4-hour needs to come all the way to the 200 SMA and the 21. And I talk about this all the time. If you're in my trading group, we're going to bring something up for you right now, too, that a lot of people have overlooked. Even me, I didn't think about it for a while. But I'm going to bring it to your attention today. Someone in our trading group reminded me, God bless you, I forget your name, I apologize. I could actually go back and search maybe CME. But the CME gap is right down here, all right? And last night I said, meet you at the 21 SMA, right? And I drew this yellow line, or I drew this line here. Let me go to the 4-hour, though. It's the 4-hour time frame. But this is the CME, right? And the CME had a gap. And then I also drew a Fibonacci, and it showed me a 786 at the CME. Which is interesting. So do we come to the 786 Fibonacci level at the CME gap? Fill a gap? Regardless if we do or do not, we're headed down to the 21 SMA here, in my humble opinion, on the 4-hour time frame. And the 4 hours taking a nice little move to the downside. Bang, bang, bang. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Up 146% on the Bitcoin short, y'all. Thanks, Crypto Lifer. Join the trading group. Shout out to my man, Van. How many times do we hit gains? How many times? Yesterday we hit gains. The Wednesday call hit gains. The Tuesday night call hit gains. The Wednesday night call hit gains. Friday morning we hit, this is, if you're not in the trading group and you don't understand how to trade and you are missing out on live price action in your face, well, it's melting down on you right now and we have shorts open, taking gains out the market. And it just told me a shoulder, head, and shoulder. I just play it simply. We lost the point of control. Once I saw the right shoulder with the loss of the POC, with the stochastics pointing to the downside, I said, Sam, don't reinvent the wheel. Just take the trade and walk away. I said, take the trade and take your gains. 68% of the time, this is going to pay you. Can you do the, can we do it without hitting the green screen? Oh, no. Oh, I almost got it in the cup. There it is. There it is. And you got to catch it over the back with one hand. You know what I mean? Can you do an over the back catch with one hand? I still got it. I want to make it further. There it is. That's the one I'm looking for. Anyone catch that clip? That was good. How it, you know what I mean? That was the one we're looking for. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. I hate to be right about Bitcoin dumping to the downside, but it is what it is. You got to be able to make money both ways. You got to keep your mind open to the idea of what's happening and take that money any single way possible. And we've just been fluid with it. Is it the labradorite in my hand? Is that what it might just be? Is it the labradorite? You never know. Is it the essence? Is it that essence? You never know. The essence of labradorite. What a beautiful, beautiful essence it has. You can see it in there. Shout out to everybody here on the live. God bless each and every one of you for being here. And this doesn't look nice. We go back to that 1 minute. And yeah, the 1 minute descended. Just a descending triangle, right? Good night. Bang. There you go. It could be the end of the rally there. Getting overbought again, though. Bearish retest now. Some last-minute bulls trying to jump on in. Yeah, no divergence, really. You know? No divergence yet, really. Like, look, it's just... No. It's not what you're looking for. Personally, we're not getting what we look for. 4 hours says it could continue to dumpage. All right. Safe haven could be the 1 hour time frame attempting to hold base, but I mean, I've seen it just when it crosses this dotted line, more dumpage. So I would caution along at the present moment in time. All right. I would caution along. Where's the measured move? We got a pretty good line. They scored again. We got a measured move all the way here to 26,498, 26,500. And we'll look at some bigger areas for you guys too. Then we'll break it down. All right. Hey, lifers, just jumped in. Good morning. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Shout out to Jal Pierre's. Why is Bitcoin dumping? And who is buying? Well, I'm going to break something down for you that I found very interesting. Shout out to me, CryptoFace, and Loudmouth. Having a blast. That was in Miami. That was a flashback to May. My dad had just passed, and I went there. I was hurting pretty bad. He had messaged me and said, sorry for your loss. Some really nice people. He is always such a nice guy, this dude. He has, like, I believe 6 or 8 kids. I mean, this dude is a huge family, man. Has a giant family. But, yeah, it was just an amazing to hang out. And that's CryptoFace, but you can't see the face, right? No face, bro. No face. It is a low liquidity Friday. You know what I mean? Don't be, And look, I mean, the 15-minute now has gone and bottomed on the stochastics. The 200 SMAs, I don't understand why, but it just, I guess the bots just, whoever programs these bots and is a big boy, is a whale, programs them to sell always at these 200 SMAs. It's insane. I don't understand why or how. It just happens to be the basis, you know. I'll go for the measured move all the way back down to 26,005, and let's kind of break it down. And then we got the CME gap, and the 4 hour has to touch the 21 SMA. This is the thing I teach all the time, and everyone bypasses it because everyone's into these little but if you can zoom out, like whoever's watching everyone is zoomed out, right? And they're just like bing, bang. And then everyone else is running around. And so we want to zoom out like these market makers who watch over us. And, we want to have a bigger picture there, right? So nothing crazy. 7% gains, nothing insane on the short. Looks like this may continue to the downside, though. That's what we're looking for, all right? Once we bypass the 200 SMA, more pain will come. We will go further to the downside. So you're looking for a candle now to close below the 200. Once that happens, we can get more dump-easies, all right? The accuracy this week has been, the accuracy is amazing, but this week it's just been like, I don't think we've called Bitcoin wrong once, which is absurd. I think it's absolutely absurd. You know what I mean? But we go by the probabilities that are 70% accurate, so this week we just happen to, and that's what will happen in trading. Listen to this channel. How do we were able to be accurate this many times? Because we just do exactly what the technical analysis tells us to do. We don't use emotions. I opened this trade and my brain said, Sammy, let the trade play out. Don't get involved. You know what I mean? Head and shoulders break to the downside. Thank God I recognized it as a head and shoulder in time. The key is to see the pattern before everybody else and to snipe. You know what I mean? But it's all, and that's my style. Not everyone trades that way, right? It all depends on how you trade. But if you want to be mentored by me, I teach class. All right, the last Saturday of every month. So I teach class tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. All right, it's going to be an amazing class. It's $60 if you're in the trading group, $100 if you're not in the trading group. I'm telling you right now, I didn't promote it enough throughout the week. You got to take this class. It's once a month. I'm going to break down everything that I do. Like, you're going to understand how I'm able to call Bitcoin accurately all the time. My class is amazing, and I don't hold back, and I give you everything I can because I can believe my legacy is to help you. And I never know if I'm going to be here forever. And every day I live that day like it could be my last day. So I teach that class like it could be my last class. So I give you everything, way more. And that's why my business is thriving. I was like, why does your business do so well? Why is everything going so well? How come you guys went through the bear market and doubled your trading group? How come you guys kept continuing? How come my YouTube channel, I've had YouTubers come up to me, how come my YouTube channel went down and I saw you continued to grow? You blew up in the bear market. How? I said, well, I didn't take a day off. I said, and also, I traded technical analysis the way it was supposed to be traded, right? I just did what the charts told me to do. I didn't break. And I can teach you the discipline. I can teach you the way. I can show you what's happening. And I can teach you how to kind of stick to your time frames, stay focused, stay disciplined, and you'll be able to make it in this game. I'm telling you, it's not that difficult. If I can come out here every single day and show you where the market's likely going to go, then you can do it too. You know what I mean? Then you can do it too. So may God bless each and every one of you, all right? And I'm trading here on MEXC, all right, with 0 spot maker and taker fee, 0 future maker fee, and 0.1% taker fee. The smallest fees in the game. I mean, no one else is better. No one else is better. So, yeah. May God bless each and every one of you for being here. And thank you so much for jumping on in. Looks like Discord is back up and running today now. Everything seems okay for now. We'll see, you know what I mean? But everything seems okay now. This morning, Discord did have some issues. It was giving us some issues. All right. And it feels good to win your trade. You know what I mean? It feels good to consistently take money out the market. This bounce off the 200 SMA is precarious, you know? We're getting a bend in the stochastics telling me that, you know, and then I watch my smaller time frames. Eventually, now you're getting a div. See, a div is when you're getting an uptrend in the RSI. Yeah, it's still kind of, but yeah, you got a flatter. Still more of a descending triangle to me now. Smaller time frames can just help you confirm the move, you know? That does look like we're likely going to continue on the 15-minute to the downside. And I wasn't trying to piss everybody off when I wrote going down at the beginning of the live stream. I just knew I was pretty accurate with what was likely going to happen. And again, I'm the guy that says I have no idea where price action is going to go, which is so bugged out, right? How? No idea where price action's going. No clue. We don't know. This is the power of technical analysis. If you harness it, it will change your life. If you're ready to get in, take my class, you can jump on in, all right? The link is below all my videos. Jump on in. All right? You go to my videos, you hit all the links. Like, say if you wanted to click the live stream today and you were watching it, but you wanted to join, you want to be like, how do I jump in? Well, you go right here to Tutoring. All right? Sorry. My mouse is quicker than I want it to be recently. Where is my Tutoring over here? Make it simple over here. Right here. One-on-one tutoring and trading class here. Here you can sign up to Master Friend class every single Sunday at 12 p.m. East Standard Time. MetaMask for DeFi, which you can download, an amazing class. A beginner's crypto course, which I'm going to teach, which it also has way more than just beginners. It really teaches my entire strategy. You should jump on in. All the indicators that I use and what I'm looking at. Should change the name to just Lifer Trading Course, you know? But yeah, jump on in here. 2 hours. It's actually 3 hours on Saturday. I just go hard. So 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Jump on into class today. I'm telling you, it'll blow your mind. Jump on in today. It's once a month. I used to do it once a week. We will probably up the ante, but jump on in. I'm telling you, it's $60. I probably should start charging $250 because I don't think people realize how much it's worth. So I feel like if I charge more people will sign up. I really had that epiphany this morning, but I probably will have to do that just because I give away. It's like what people charge you probably $1,000 to $2,000. I give away those gems, and you just have to rewatch the video a bunch of times for it to sink in. But I'm giving you thousands of dollars worth of education in this one. Like, people think I'm insane probably if you take this course. So I don't know how much longer it'll be there at that price. I would take advantage of it And I can't wait to see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. where we can really, really get down and I can teach you the science of the math. You can start doing this in front of your family and friends. They'll think you're a genius. They're like, how does he just know what's going to happen to price action? You know what I mean? Close your trades right exactly at the right time. Like the 200 SMA was the perfect place to close the trade or near it. You know, it just barely touched it and then it was gone. But that's just, you know, how these moves happen. Anyway, let's kind of see what's happening. Are we going to recover? What is Bitcoin doing? Is there a new way to look at things? And I'm always open-minded. 4 hours likely to come down to this 200 SMA though, and the 4 hours just getting started for a dump. So at the end of the day, the 4 hour just doesn't look good. You might have some ups and downs and some pumps and dumps in the smaller time frame, but the 4 hour time frame, curving on the MACD, losing the moving average on the RSI, and curving here, it's telling me it's likely going to the downside. So perfect entry on that smaller time frame for this move now on the right shoulder and possibly get a bigger ride to the downside. All right. I'm now going to delete everything for now, and we're going to rework the kind of chart for a second, and we're going to talk about what's happening. I always start at the weekly. I double click my chart just so I can see price action, and I take away my moving averages so I can see clarity. I want to get an idea of how this weekly candle is attempting to close on Sunday night in about 48 hours from now, right? And so it will close green so far, but if it keeps losing, it'll come down, and then it could even turn into somewhat of a bearish hammer. If it fills out, you know, we really want it to get out of, we want it to fill this wick at 27,500. So we would love it to close above 27,500. That would be key. Buy pressure, buy pressure, buy pressure, buy pressure, buy pressure. I just so much buy pressure. You don't get wicks like this usually. It's telling you that's such a base of support. It's a giant double bottom. I've repeated this over and over again. I haven't seen any other really YouTubers say it. You know, I don't. But to me, it's a textbook giant double bottom. This thing could moon. And I'm not saying I'm guaranteeing this. I'm open-minded. As you can see, I'm in, you know, we're shorting. I'm open-minded both ways. Right? Measured move there is 37,697. All right. 37,700 basically. I'm not saying we're guaranteed to go there. I'm just going over. Look, that's uncannily. I didn't even look to the left. That's the exact resistance. So by coincidence, the basically W would take us to the exact resistance, which is insane. There's a notch in here, and then this kind of gaps up to the next notch. That is a gap in the VRVP because it's a slope. We're also still in the slope of the VRVP on the weekly, meaning once you get into a slope, usually you continue down. You know, it's like a ball, bung, 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 bung. And so we're going to the value area highs. It just looks like that is likely going to be the case. All right. No guarantees, but just, you know, just by looking by what I've learned on the VRVP through years and what I've seen it do, right? Whenever price action loses a peak, it usually bounces down to the value area lows. Okay. A value area highs. It feels like lows because it's like a valley, but like the low, if you look at this, it's like the low part of the valley on, like if this looked like mountains, you know what I mean? If you turn your head and look at the VRVP. Fun way to think about it. So then we have a major support down here at about 24,003. If we lose that level, we can talk about it. If we lose this level, we hit 24.3. There's really nothing else to discuss in the weekly. And then we have resistance at 28,135. We get above that level, then we can start talking about 29K and 30K and all that fun stuff. So right now, Bitcoin is basically in between 25,007 and 28,000, right? It's in between. It's basically in between a $2,000 level, and it's been kind of chopping in between 26 and 28,000 for the last, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, right? So that's the main chop for Bitcoin, right? And to me, that's resembles accumulation. All right, it resembles accumulation. Now, the title is Where's Whales Are Buying. A quick overview of your BLZ trade. Thank you. Thinking on the leverage trade course this Sunday. Yeah, well, I did a video when I went over the leverage trade with BLZ, but the idea was to look for a place where price action was going to go against me on purpose. Wow, look at that 4 hour, just absolutely reverse price. That's insanity. Oh yeah, today's options expiry today too. I closed my short. I just want to make that really clear with everyone. I closed my short and took profits. All right. So you do whatever makes you happy. I closed my short and took profit. You do whatever makes you happy. I did what made me happy, right? I closed the short at a 6% gain, 5.99%. All right. And you can see when someone posts a gain, it's great when they post a gain, but if it doesn't say closed on it, then you never know if they took the gain or not. Like here, I posted a great 6% gain, but that could have been 1,000% loss. You know what I mean? And look at the massive short squeeze happening here now on BOOKMAP, back to the upside. Wow. And let's take a look at how this did this on the smaller time frame. I'm just going to zoom in here. Well, got to do my due diligence too, though. Kaz, thoughts on the 3-day stochastic starting to curve up? Love you, bro. Yeah, it looks pretty interesting, to be honest. We've been talking about it. We went over it yesterday in depth too. What's all the noise with the ETF approval Miss Team Crypto is talking about? There was just an ETF approval for Ethereum, but it's a futures ETF. It doesn't matter. It was yesterday. We went over yesterday. It was. I'm not trying to be rude, but it was yesterday's news. You know. Yeah. Let's go bumping. Yeah. Bitcoin bounced off that daily MA50. Let's see that MA50. Look at that. Right off of it. Bing. Amazing. And the 15-200 SMA. I mean, it technically did bounce right off the 15. Wow, look at that move right back in. Amazing. I closed my short in time. Unreal, right? That's definitely a Fed day, right? Also, everyone, we had PCE data in today. Let's talk about that. The PCE, right? The core price consumer. So let's take a look here. Inflation measured by the personal consumption expenditures, right? Wow, 27,100. Massive liquidations to the upside. This is insanity. This is due to the options expiry, right? So what they do is they usually bring the price right down, right when the options expire, just to kick people out, and then bring the price right back up to price level. Just so whoever was like right below, like if there was someone right below, pretty shady stuff going on, honestly. And what a whale will do is he'll look at two whales will be battling. Say someone, and somehow they know each other. I bet through somehow. And somehow knows like Sam the billionaire has like 250 mil on the fact that Bitcoin's going to be below 27,000 by this date, right? And another guy has it that it's not. And so then they actually take their money to the exchange and start using and getting all together maybe whales and try to bring the price lower or higher so their options will make the money. So they'll put $1 billion on the fact that it will be below 26, and then they'll take, you know, a group of guys might take another 3 billion together, or 5 billion, you know, or 10 of them, and they'll try to slam the price. You know, I'm making this up, but to me, it doesn't seem far-fetched, you know. Bang. Wow, what a crazy move. So we got the move right down, and then the move right up, and then the wick back down too. Crazy price action, all right? We're going to make sense of this. I'm not gonna ruin my chi here. I was in my zone right now. Really good sign is the 3-day is above the 200 SMA. Remember that. That's like the biggest beautiful sign. That tells me to long. All right. When this 3-day closes tomorrow, tomorrow we're gonna see if this 3-day candle closes above the 200 SMA. It's likely. It's a very bullish sign for me. You know, I don't know about for you, but the way I trade. You know, right here we got above it. It was rare that you came right back below. Usually when you get back above the 3-day, there is a massive move up. You know, and I keep talking about the hidden bullish divergence on the 3-day chart. I've mentioned it now so many times to the point where I've been like blue in the face, right? I was the guy that called out this divergence down here. If you remember correctly, I was also the guy that called out this cup and handle when everyone else was bearish, and I kept talking about this gap here in the VRVP. Boom. And so many people were bugging out. I was also doing about a whole Bitcoin at 19,000 in front of you guys. So like, and the reason why I did that was everyone can do their TA and they can go up and down, but actions speak louder than words. My dad always used to say that to me. So I said, you know, the best way to reverberate the masses, you know what I mean, to get people who are watching my channel to like wake up to Bitcoin and realize that, is to put your money out there in front of them and say, hey, listen, everyone, this is what's going on. You know what I mean? And this is what I'm doing. And then to have them see the results themselves over time. And so they can make the decision. But to make a substantial move in front of everyone to show them that's how committed you are. And get yourself a hardware wallet today. Link to Trezor Wallets in my description. I do get a commission if you want to hook me up. I greatly appreciate it. Shout out to all the sponsors of the channel. If you want to have yourself a nest egg over time, ITrust Capital is a great way to take your Roth IRA and get it going. They do sponsor the channel. God bless ITrust Capital. We greatly appreciate it. ITrust Capital is a great place to basically make long-term adjustments to your portfolio if you'd like. Not financial advice, but if something you want to, for me, like if I was going to do something long-term, ITrust Capital. You can move an IRA there. You can also buy and sell cryptocurrencies tax-free inside of your IRA with ITrust Capital. So highly, highly esteemed, greatly regulated, and they're a really good organized team there for you all the time, 24/7. ITrust Capital, unbelievable customer service, highly rated. You'll love it. Google them, find out more about them, check them out, hit the link below or QR code right there on your phone. Get yourself moving over there. If you want to check out ITrust Capital at the end of the live stream, I highly suggest you do. God bless you, and God bless everyone that uses ITrust Capital. We appreciate you. Link to the Discord and the trading group, too, if you want to just hit your phone and get sent to the Discord. All right. Volatility today due to options expiring. Remember that. And PCE data, right? But it softened as 3.9 as forecast, right? So inflation as measured by the personal consumption rose to 3.5 on a yearly basis in August from 3.4. And it revised from 3.3 in July. And the U.S. Bureau of Economic Data reported on Thursday, this reading came in line with the market expectations. The annual core PCI federal gauge of inflation rose 3.9, a slightly softer pace than the 4.3, all right, revised from 4.2 increase recorded in July. On a monthly basis, the PCE price index and the core PCE price index increased 0.4 and 0.01 respectively. Both of these figures came in below analysis estimates. Still going up, but below what they said it would be, which is bullish, right? Japanese yen looking interesting. Table between the US dollar against the list of major currencies. US dollar was the weakest against the New Zealand dollar, all right? It's a cool little chart you might want to find and use a lot if you're doing Forex. Just kind of gives you a quick glance of what's happening in the markets between the Japanese yen, the euro, right? Forex, baby, Forex, man. The old game of Forex. All right, and the battle for 27K continues. We're going to jump into the, real-time charting for Bitcoin. Let me just finish my daily kind of analysis to anyone who hasn't seen what I talk about a lot here. So MACD just getting its first cross. It's a bullish sign for the Bitcoin right there. Stochastics entering into the high momentum area where we can get a bigger move. RSI above the medium and pushing to the upside with a nice momentum. The 3-day is about to explode. Anyone that doesn't see this, I think might need some glasses. So to me, the 3-day looks like this thing is about to moon. It's just what I see happening. It's that old falling wedge, but this time they broke it out and broke back inside. And this falling wedge wants to break to the upside. And it's got a measured move really at about $34,000. So if you see Bitcoin, Pumptober is the best month for Bitcoin. Or we have one more day left in September. If everything goes well, and September is going to end, I believe. September is going to end tomorrow on Saturday. We're gonna begin October with the weekly close, which is pretty interesting. The monthly begins, So tonight, Saturday night, we'll have a monthly candle close and extra. Well, that will be Saturday night we get the monthly candle close. So pretty cool because sometimes I do an extra live stream. I always do an extra live stream during the month for the monthly candle close, just in case you guys didn't know, and guys and girls. So if it's Wednesday night, you'll catch me on a Wednesday doing the monthly candle. But I get lucky when my nightly show actually lands on the monthly candle. It's been happening a couple times. A few months back, it was the weekly was actually the monthly too. So we did the weekly and the monthly. So we do the monthly candle close tomorrow night. That's exciting for me. I really like monthly candle closes because that's when we really zoom out and we make sure we're focused on the big picture. That's what I love about my Sunday night show. And that's why we have so many shows. That's why I do 7 days a week because, we have so many different reasons. The Saturday show is really to get laid back, get to know each other, hang out a little bit, go over some things, and just kind of feel out how we feel. And just, I make it a funner show. To me, it's the more entertaining show of the whole week. Monday is really hardcore brass tacks. Like, that's when I feel like it's like it's all business, you know? Tuesdays when we making that money and we're flowing because it's the expansion. Wednesday is another day of making that money and we're flowing. You saw it, right? And the trades were blowing throughout. That's why this week, man, multiple Bitcoin calls, a bunch of altcoins. And then Thursday, things start to get crazy a little bit. The volume dies off. And then Friday, we do have some volatility because it gets lower volume. And then the weekends, and then we're back around. And then Sunday night, we go over really what we're looking at for the week ahead, and you know what Monday could bring. And Sunday night, I believe, they're all so important. They all have their reasonings for why I do the show at the times I do them, right? So I just, I love that. But so swing down to swing down, swing up to swing up is hidden bullish divergence. That tells us that we could continue to the upside. We should make a high above this high. That's what it says. It says the price action should and it's almost like there's going to be some massive short squeeze here. We're above the 200 SMA, a very bullish sign. So I see that's bullish. This above the medium line is bullish, and this curving up is bullish. And this being above the 200 SMA is bullish. Now, it doesn't mean that we couldn't curve right back down and dump, and it's, no guarantees right now, but these are very bullish signs for me. All right. And I see this falling wedge making a move to the upside. And I've back tested this theory where it leaves the wedge, comes back in, and it still trades as a wedge. It's a very strange theory, but it plays. It really does play. So 3-day resistance at 27.7. That was that 27.760 area, 27.770. But a really nice SR flip here on the 3-day. And big time frames, when they SR flip, it means something. An SR flip is a support and a resistance flip. Previous resistance becomes support with the bounce. Interesting how this becomes a more greener day, right? Daily looking like it's about to absolutely blast to the upside. The daily is so bullish, it's ridiculous. And our entries on this wedge that I talked about, if anyone took my calls on that 8-hour time frame, you're still in the money. The entry was right here with the stop loss right there. Stop loss could have been brought to break even. There's no reason to leave the trade. There was some volatility, but there was no reason to leave the trade. We entered the trade around 26,170, 171. That trade is still in the money. Anyone that took the trade, I took my profits and swung trade twice. But again, just pointing out that my entry was stone cold. No stop loss got hit, and this thing continued to the upside. The 8-hour time frame for Bitcoin. Bang, bang, bang. Pretty amazing stuff. So, love Bitcoin on the 8-hour, man. Girls and boys. I said let the 8-hour be your guide, right? It's just so crazy. 9:25 at 10 p.m. This thing blasted to the upside. Stop loss at like a 25,631 area. Entry at 26,312. But I know, hold on, we had a better entry than that too. Way better than entry. Hold on. Still money though. That trade's still money. It's weird because when I trade, I search 8-hour and it doesn't show me when I did the 8-hour time frame, like the best calls on the 8-hour, which I don't understand. So then I go searching through the Discord. So nice to see Discord back up and running. I woke up this morning, that gave me a lot of stress for some reason. I was like bugging, I give so many calls, it's absurd. The Discord's ridiculous. We work so hard to keep you informed every single day of the week, man. This is like, if I was a trader, I would salivate watching this. Like, anyway, this is crazy. I'm like, but yeah, I did the 8-hour and I'm like, I just don't get why, Anyway, but that trade's still in the money too without hitting the stop loss, but just whatever. Put the likes up to the watchers. Gala Games, baby. Shout out to anyone following me on Twitter. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Oh, I just had to check a DM for a split second. Boom. So this is what I was looking at here. This was the initial trade, the $26,200 entry right there, and trading that 8-hour time frame, man. And I never trade the 8-hour. You know what I mean? Like, it's just rare for me to trade the 8-hour. Bitcoin getting a blast to the upside here on the CME. 171 now on the futures, see? And you want to check the CME because that's kind of what they're playing games with, right? That's good. It's going to be, look, that's going to be a little higher than your spot price, see? Your spot price still at 26.9, 26.975. It's going to be trailing, all right? Remember now, you got the 50 coming for the 200. You have the 8-hour pinching. Price action in between the 21 and the 200 SMA. I've learned that's like a Bollinger Band. And I've seen a big move come out of that. We now need to retrace. The 8-hour needs to probably reset, and we'll make a little bit of a flag. But there's nothing wrong with that, right? Healthy retracement. So anyway, I just want to prove, you know, this... The methods we use to teach you how to trade Bitcoin are really, really, really accurate. They do really, really well. It takes some time to figure out all my strategies and the things that I'm teaching you, but once you get it down, my gosh, like you'll be a machine. You'll be a machine. And then you'll be able to pick up other stuff that we teach in the trading group. Like once you have my skills, we have more skills for you. We have other people with even more skills for you. That's why you take my class. Then you can also take Master Friend's class every single Sunday, 12 p.m. And what do you think of that, right? Eastern Standard Time, all right? Leverage mastery, man. 4 wins and 1 mitigation. Stop losing your trades and join us, all right? At 200x leverage. Small resi, but leverage master class, 12 p.m. Eastern Time with Grandmaster Friend. Hit the link in the QR code. Stop losing trades. Learn how to mitigate every single time you're in a trade to make sure you never lose a trade. All right? Even though the trade may not be going well, or purposely get in a trade to make it go against you. So then you can mitigate. And then you'll be like, what? We'll blow your mind. We'll show you so many different ways to use the market that you've never thought. First time viewer here. Love the way you present and talk about stuff. You're the real deal. I can feel it. Shout out to my man, Besim Krasnicki. God bless you, man. God bless you and your family, bro. Bro, God bless you. Thank you so much. But previous resistance became support on the daily too. We whipped really nicely up to the upside. However, we have a resistance. So you can see again, Bitcoin's between 26.64 and 27.2 now. And that's like where we're caught. We're caught in that zone. All right. So, and the pump up to the 200 SMA is real too when we get tight moving averages and we get the curl. This is also, like I showed you, a cup and handle. All right. And I see it as a falling wedge too, with just the length of the pole. There's a lot of bullishness out here that I just, simply see. You're above a point of control. When you do that, you head to the high volume node. You've done that. You continue to the volume area highs. 28K. You've defended 25 very, very well. There's no, and I'm not guaranteeing anything. We do have somewhat of a double top here. See, I'm not a bear or a bull, and I have no idea where price action is going to go. And I tell myself every day I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance, over and over again, just to keep myself humble and to remind myself that the chart could go a different way at any moment in time. And as traders, we're just going over probability. We have no idea where price action is going to go. We're just going over probability. That's all. That's all. Like it was very probable that short would play out today, but there was no guarantees, right? So now we hone in and we realize that we have this resistance, which could be a support, at 26,775. And remember how long we battled through 26.3 and 26.6. And it's nice to know that we're kind of back out of the zone finally. So with that being said, where do I see us going today and what's happening with this wacky price action? Well, it's all about the moving averages, and we are pretty far away from the 21-day moving average. The 21 is right there. Price action kind of touched it, which is good enough for me. It's pretty close. But the stochastics still need to come on down and possibly reset too, right? So I'm looking at the 4-hour to find its way here. All right, substantial time frame, holds a good amount of weight. You want to put more weight on the 4-hour than the other time frame. So we want to see this basically kind of close this maybe somewhat more bullish, and then come on down here, touch the 21, and get a move to the upside. Now it already did a pretty crazy wick, but that was CME. That was them doing, that was shady, right? That was them trying to lock in price at a moment or something. So I would negate that idea completely and just look at price action without that wick again. That's manipulation, you know. That's yellow X, right? So it is what it is. You're looking at 27,590. What was that? Is it a mocha?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm going to have it all jumpy all day now? Why would you do that?
All right, give it back.
No. Thank you so much, babe. You spend our money at this horrible place that has people in it. I think they do like third world labor and stuff. I really think they do. Like, people pick beans in the heat, no AC. Wow, it's good though, huh? That's what. Oh man, white mocha, white chocolate mocha, huh? That's pretty cool. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in, and I hope you had a wonderful day. It's Friday. I try to be a little more laid back on Friday. The week is, we're getting to the end of the week. Low liquidity, low volume. Just so happened to be making my normal double DCA for XRP last night. I did because of Sam's outlook on the market. Props, man. You never know, man. We could go all the way back down. So you pulled the, I don't want to never take credit for anyone buys or sells, right? But I appreciate you giving me props. I appreciate you, and God bless you on all your endeavors. Wow, that's addicting, that taste. Wow. BLZ, Cass, and RUNE on the super chats. We'll take a look at those. 10:58 p.m., 9:29. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Shout out to the 644 people on the live, 251 likes, $18 in chat revenue. Maybe we get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. We started the live stream with a live trade, showed you exactly what's about to happen. It did happen, and now we're kind of moving forward with the rest of the day. We kind of watching Bitcoin on the bigger time frames. I see the 4-hour making some type of pullback to the 21-day moving average. This is what I'm looking at, all right? And if we pull a fib here from block to top, we're looking at the 786 retracement back to about 26667. Looks like a very likely place I would consider to long. So I'd look for my next long back around here at this 786 area. This is where I'm looking at right here. Bing, and then we could get a beautiful move to the upside. We might actually not break this high, so I'd be also looking at this level too for a possible retest. So 26,769, and that whole area is something that I'm looking for. All right. On the 4-hour time frame, I'll get rid of my squiggly wigglies now, so you can actually look at the charts and see the levels. But this is what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. I'll back out the fib. And I got two measured moves, the bigger one and the smaller one. I'll just leave this one. So this is what I'm looking for today. And I see some upward down price action. I would leave Bitcoin alone for the day with what happened with the CME on a Friday. I really would. We had a great week of trading. I personally did. I feel no reason to force myself into low volume trades on a Friday afternoon. If I see something amazing, I'll take it by all means. And I'm still in some other trades that I do have to cater to in the altcoin, aspect of it that are spot. But right now, Bitcoin actually still struggling. I see more downside. Technically, if you were in a short and the short's paying out, I see no reason to break the short unless we closed maybe a 4-hour candle above 27,000, right? And right now, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. So we'll see what happens. But until we close a candle above 27K, really above this level right here. Yeah, we'll call it even. Yeah, we'll give it right here. Close a level above $27, $23. See right here? That's going to be your next resistance, because resistance, that was a bounce and a resistance there. So I see more downside for the 4 hour, because the 4 hour just has to nicely come nestle with the 21. That's just what has to happen, everyone. All right. And the CME gap there too, which could be filled right here, is this green area at the 786. So don't be surprised if we go all the way to 26,300 on a wick or something to fill that gap. It could happen with all the insanity going on today. So the short technically would still be in play too, if we zoom in here. It's a mess though. So we'll look at. So I'm really going to stick on that 4 hour today, because the time frames will probably throw you for a loop if you kind of look at them all. It's a messy day. Look at this. Of course they did this on the CME. You know, when they were messing with the options expiring. Of course, this is what they do. They ruin the pattern there. This makes more sense to me. Broke out, broke back inside. There's the wedge. I see this pulling back as well. Take a look at our 15-minute. Yeah, it's going up and down. Now it's about to reset. That's kind of an M, even though it's destroyed. I just see the markets pulling back. And remember the bearish divergence that we pulled out here on the 15-minute. That swings down while that swings up. That's a substantial bearish div. We have to heed that. Smart move would to wait for the 15-minute to close the candle below the 200 SMA. If it does that, continue a short. All right. You're like, but you're short, but you're long. I'm bullish on the bigger time frames. That doesn't mean we can't make a little short down to 26.6 before we get our bigger move to the upside. That's all I'm saying, you know. I'm just looking for a short on the smaller time frames in the afternoon, on the 4 hour time frame. Take between, 8 and 12 hours to play out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, maybe 20 hours at the most. And then we can get we can get that nice pump. So I'm bullish. Like on the basically the daily, the 3-day, and the weekly. I'm bullish on the big time frames. I am not bullish on the 4 hour at the present moment in time. All right. So that's my update for you. I see shorts continuing to the downside. You do whatever makes you happy. All right. We've only been very accurate, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be accurate today. There's no guarantees. 2-week chart starting to get low. That's when I love to buy more Bitcoin. Whenever this 2-week chart gets low, I love buying more BTC. It's just what I like to do. So 2-week chart looks really good too. Bouncing to the 200 SMA. Whenever we see that, you get a move. So you can almost I'll go to a different chart here. So I'm going to leave this on the 4 hour time frame, not to confuse everybody. This is what we're looking at. So it's nice and neat and you can see it. That's clean, right? There's your level. Previous resistance becomes support. That's a golden pocket. If we wick back down to the 786, we bounce. That would be a beautiful place to possibly take advantage of a possible lev trade, like a high lever trade at the 786, because it's a good reversal area. But again, you do whatever makes you happy. Up 14% on Pepe and debating on holding any longer. It's completely up to you, man. Send in a super chat for TA and Deep Dive. We'll talk about it and go over it, but I can't tell you what to do with your money. Only you can. What you can do is get the education of technical analysis, and if you think there's a probability which way or the other, you can make a trade based on that, which is what I do. Caspian app is now live on the App Store or Google Play. What's your opinion on it? Wow, Caspian app? Is that something to do with Caspa? That's interesting. I do not know. I have not played with that idea yet, right? Okay, moving forward. And then we got the CME too as well to talk about. Let's take a look at the NQ, which I'm more curious on now that I look at it every day, right? So I called a pump of the NQ last night to the upside. I told you my target is 15135. I told you we were going to break out of this inverted head and shoulder to the upside. I told you we were going to come all the way to this 200 SMA. I nailed it, right? So I called this reversal on the NQ. I said the whole world is bearish. I see a pump. And you'd be like, no, you didn't. I kind of did, though. But again, I don't want to sound like I know it all, man. Charts are amazing. It's not me, it's the charts. Throw my ego out of it. It's not me, it's the charts. And discipline, right? But look at this. I mean, the weekly's double bottoming. inside a bull flag. If it continues to pull the 200 up and they get close here, this is going to be a bigger move to 18.5 on the NASDAQ. Everyone is bearish. I see a cup and a handle. Cup and handles explode, and it's also a bigger pattern at play too. So, and I'll just show you my work earlier on Discord on the NASDAQ, but I'm nailing the NASDAQ on a daily basis now. So I hit that inverted head and shoulder. I even call the S&P reversal, which was the NASDAQ reversal in world markets. And I made a video. I said I'm calling all world markets a reversal in all world markets. That was in October. That will go down in history. I'm going to keep playing videos like that like 10 years from now. I mean, like, I told people where the reversal was in October on the S&P 500. I told the guy on the plane next to me as I drew it. It was insane. Anyway, but we've been pumping ever since then on the regular markets. NQ weekly, right? So everyone's bearish. Everyone's bearish on the NQ, and I'm just like, when everyone's bearish on the NQ, that's when you want to wreck them, you know, and trade smart money to the top. So anyway, we had this flag right here drawn for you last night, and I believe I put this out to my trading group on our weekly screen share. Did I not? I went over this in the weekly screen share and said we were going to 15,135. Who here was at the weekly screen share and likes to trade the NQ? Where I made this call at about 9 o'clock last night. Anybody? Anybody? Pretty insane. All right. Pretty insane. But it just, if you stick to the same type of trading over and over again, you can put that on any indicator. Like the indicator, how many do you use? Booyah. I mean, that's crazy. And that's why the weekly screen share is amazing. You know what I mean? You can see the head and shoulder that we drew, the flag that I drew. Bang. You know, I fell asleep on the weekly screen share. I was tired. Yeah. Timmy313, man. Yeah, so you come to the weekly screen share. We give you a call on the NASDAQ. I mean, we go over all coins on my token metrics. We did so much last night. It was insane. Was on the screen share. I was at the screen share, but didn't trade the NQ. I failed 2 more weeks of kids' soccer games. Then I can be more involved. I feel you're funny. No worries, man. STORJ is faster than AWS and run more secure. Aweave runs off AWS and file. A TRB-like pump incoming for STORJ. I agree with you. I like STORJ. We'll take a look at that. Thank you. Weekly screen share is worth the $99. Never mind all of the elite traders in the group, man. So anyway, I just wanted to point this out. Last night, gave a beautiful NQ trade. And there we go. To the upside, baby. To the upside. To the upside there. To the upside. Like we say in the background there. All the way to the upside. Team Underground. Shorting WorldCoin risky, but it's not worth this price. I mean, the short was like months ago, though. You know what I mean? The short was months ago. Now it's, I don't know. It's kind of like whatever it is. So 14,986. Love STORJ. I actually use the product. It's awesome. How do you use the product? What are you doing with STORJ? Let us know. Teach us the way, baby. Teach us the way. And I'm just looking for the screen share. I put it up every week. So here we are right here on the weekly screen share. I'm going over the NASDAQ, and I'm talking about and making a move to the upside here, right? And I'm saying this is about the pump. Let's see, like, let's listen into the weekly screen share. We have falling volume with falling price. Price has been falling with the volume, and it's falling off really hard. That tells me there's going to be a reversal, right? Because you keep losing the sellers. Listen to this. No guarantees, and this is a very strange pattern. I'll give it to you. But it's a flag nonetheless. falling wedge flag. And I see this breaking up to 15,135 as long as we stay above this resistance at 14,790. All right. That thing just looks like it was going to blast. Stochastics are low. I trade the same pattern on every single asset in the world over and over again, and they all respond the same way. It's amazing. You know what I mean? There's no reason to reinvent the wheel, whether it's the NQ, Bitcoin. Look, that was an inverted head and shoulder. That hit the target. It just all plays out. Like, you got above the point of control right there. Once you're above a high volume node POC, you're going to the next one. Once you break that, you're going to the value area highs. Then you look for the resistance on the left. I mean, it's all there. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's all there. You know what I mean? Now, some people could dial in a little fat. It took me years, but it all depends. But it's all there. Unbelievable. So shout out to everyone that jumped in the weekly screen share. We love you. We appreciate you. And it was like 3 hours. It was like 7 to 10 o'clock. It was very in-depth. And we recorded for you guys, put a link out for you the next, a few hours later, just so you can enjoy that and have access to that. So, again, Bitcoin, I see it just going sideways here. Lost 27,000 key area. It's coming back down to the 21-day moving average on the 4-hour time frame. That's just very likely what we're going to see. And then enter into this beautiful reversal zone between the 618 and the 786 on the Fibonacci level. I don't think I really need to say much else about Bitcoin for the day, all right? And then the NQ, nice move to the upside. Let's take a look at our DXY, which was about to break to the downside. Let's make sure it's still following the path of discretion in which we want, Let's take a look here at the DXY on the 3-day chart and break it down for you like we do every single day here on the channel. Shout out to everybody on the live. Marv, it was last week I was... Patrick Mahomes all the way back to pass. Stephen Curry from downtown. What do you think of the pancake swap farm for people? Slash... How can WorldCoin, it's giving 75, it will bleed money. It'll back up very large websites on their data storage platform. How does TRB keep attempting to go up? Any gas left for the upside? Well, I did show you it was making a parabola, right? And we'll talk about that. You have to understand how to trade a parabola. And once you recognize one, you have to start getting into parabola mode, right? And God is always near. Draw closer to God, and the more he will work through you and bless you. Amen. Isn't that amazing? And the close, and I realized every time I have an issue, had I been closer to God, I would have been fine. You're running a business and you're worried about your business. Pray to God. And realize that God is an amazing being that wants you to have an amazing life. So why would your business suffer? It wouldn't. And then you'd be like, oh yeah, I'm an amazing person with amazing qualities that God loves me. So amazing things are going to happen to me. Yeah, they are. So that means if I start a business and put my best foot forward every day, it's going to be successful. Yes, it is. And then you know what? God's going to send me the people that I need to help my business run even better. And you know what? Lo and behold, these things begin to happen. This is a rising wedge that wants to break to the downside. The most overbought you'll ever see an asset here on the stochastics RSI. Wants to dump to the downside desperately. All right. The daily is attempting its coup to the downside. Right. And it's got bearish divvy. I mean, that is bearish div. That's a more sharper move to the upside. And even from here all the way up. It's not a good look here for the dollar index. We want to see it break to the downside. We did get a golden cross there. So the only worry is that, well, not worry, the only concern, because worry is not real because it's part of fear, and fear is a fake emotion acting real. When we use the word worry, I just realized you get rid of 3 words in your life. The word want, the word fear and worry, and the word try. Those 3 words, like the word want, I try to get away from, I attempt to get away from. So I don't use the word try, I use the word attempt. I don't use the word worry, I use the word concern. And I don't use the word want, I use the word desire. If you change the word for want to desire, it changes basically what happens to your life. The language we use basically can bring things into our lives. The word want creates lack, and I never realized that. I want more hours. What do you want? I want this, I want that. But when you say you want something, you're telling the universe that you don't have it. So you're basically expressing a sign of lack. And whatever your subconscious mind expresses, it'll return through the universe. So when you give lack to the universe, you get lack back, period. So here's the thing. This could be problematic for the Forex and for Bitcoin if this decides to make a bearish flag. So we want to see it double top, make an M, not get back above this high, at 107.87 and then break further to the downside, hit a resistance, and then go down. We're going to be watching this very closely for you, but this is something we want to see. Or shoulder, shoulder, kind of head, shoulder, shoulder. We want to see this. These are, anything else is unacceptable. All right? All right. Yeah. In crypto, only Bitcoin. The other are live American Online and MySpace. Been listening for a month while I'm at work, and this has blown my mind ever since. God bless you, Bitmart. Yeah. So we do one thing in the trading group. We explain how to release ourselves from anxiety, how to get back our subconscious mind. All right? By subconscious mind programming. We've been programmed to be depressed. We've been programmed to drink alcohol. We've been programmed. These all things. Think about it. Now they're using other commercials during the NFL that are questionable, right? And we won't mention them. Please don't mention them. But you know what I mean? And we know what's happening. We can see it. It's not right. And people know what's going on. Everyone doesn't realize that everyone can see it. You know, people don't think everyone can see it. Everyone can see it. Let's take a look at BLZ real quick. So that's the dollar index for us. That's the NQ. I'm going to take a look at the S&P, but the S&P did exactly what the NQ did. All right? If we look at ES1, the E-mini futures, it bumped exactly the same. Off the daily, it got a reversal move. And we're looking at these kind of flags, see? Technically, you could still be in the channel. Right? Now, I do see it, like a lot of people are saying, well, we're in a huge head and shoulder pattern. And we're about to break down. And we did break the neckline, right? And so everyone's bearish. But like everyone's bearish in saying that, you know? And it is, though. I see it. I agree. We did break the neckline of a head and shoulder pattern. So as long as we get back above the neckline, so if we get this pump and we continue, the second you get up in here, this is all negated. It's over. Really, the second we get up into here, so the next 2-3 days on the S&P futures are a big deal. All right, because once we get up into the zone, it negates the. It's now more like this, and everyone can agree that we're more inside of some type of flag pattern, broadening falling wedge that breaks to the upside. Okay, a broadening falling wedge. Right, you probably don't know. You may or may not know this pattern. All right, what is a descending broadening wedge? All right, a descending broadening wedge is a bullish reversal pattern. All right, goes like this. See, it gets wider, usually breaks on out. A descending, and so that's something we could be making here on the S&P futures. All right, I see too many traders stuck. Like all they see is the head and shoulder, but did they see the descending broadening wedge? Did they even know about the descending broadening wedge? There's just so many more patterns than people realize. I've categorized so many of them in my brain, and I'm able to pull them up at the speed of light due to some type of recognition. So you never know. But again, I'm open-minded here, and the key is this: we don't even really have to worry about this, the head and shoulder pattern, because if we lose my diagonal level of support, and let me get rid, because everyone's freaking out on the S&P and the NQ. I just want to calm y'all down, because there's TradFi people that are freaking out. Recession. We're going down to the tubes. You know. 200-day coming near price action is a good sign on the daily, right? Getting oversold, you know, showing signs of life. And this is a bullish div, isn't it not? As that's a swing down, and that's basically flat. Well, actually, we'll double click it. I bet it's an uptrend. Okay, it's downtrend too. But it's like a class B because it's not as sharp as that. That's way sharper. But it's still, you know, it's not perfect divergence, but it's a slight divergence anyway. The key is, my whole point of all this is, for everyone that's like freaking out about the head and shoulder pattern, if we come down here and we do a bearish retest, that's going to be your short. So if you lose this key resistance line, you know, this diagonal support, then that's going to be another key indication to short the market, right? So right now we got the bounce. We go from there. 15-minute is also in a bit of a flag. And even if you are making a shoulder head and another right shoulder here, which is possible, what you are going to look for, though, is at least, you know, and then that may break down. But I see a move to the upside here on the S&P. I see a nice scalp here to the S&P, on the S&P. Stop loss below 4349 to my S&P traders. So you want to trade traditional markets and you're in TradFi and you like the lifer, that looks like a nice little scalp trade on the S&P futures. You do whatever makes you happy. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say should be taken as financial advice, but I trade S&P just like I trade an altcoin the same way. Also, what's really cool about this is that is a 786 Fibonacci retracement right there, and that is a known beautiful area to get a bounce up. I would be highly surprised if this doesn't continue to the upside and get a rejection probably at 4369 for my S&P future traders. God bless y'all. So there's another call for you. I'm a walking call. I'll just drop them all off in a basket on my way. Okay, the 4-hour time frame. It came all the way back down to the 200 SMA. That's what you're waiting for. Once this goes below it, it's going to go even further to the downside. They pumped this coin up, and now they're going to drain this coin to the downside. That's just what these VCs and people, whoever doing this stuff, are going to do. It didn't even get close to its main retracement, which is going to be down somewhere at a 618 Fibonacci level. There's also a point of control there waiting for it at 11. I'm going to continue to short this. There's no reason to leave the short, and I'm just expressing my patience. I told you this was going to continue to the downside. Remember the day I put the post up, and I said, remember, it's going to go to the 21 on the 3-day. We did this with AKRO. It takes its time, though. See, everyone wants to make the money on the short, but it takes its time. You got to take your time. So I just keep the short open on this BLZ short. All right. It's still up. It's still up like 3,960%, right? But I put it's not, I don't want to be like, I'm going to talk about it right now, right? So how this short starts is I put $1 into the trade. Way back when BLZ, look, the key is, can you turn $1 into $100? That's the key on one trade. On one trade, like this is basically, this is like a kind of a, I'm trying to do it's kind of a competition for me, right? I'm doing an experiment. Can I turn $1 into $100, right? On one trade. Bang, look at this. So how did we do this? Well, when this was up in here, I found the 15-minute, and I saw this making a falling wedge up here. See where? And I basically entered the short right here. Look. So I found this falling wedge. Decided to enter the short for BLZ. Knew that the 3-day was cooked. So I'm going to take you back in time. So we go back in here. I see that the 3-day Stokes are turning. I see that we have bearish div on the 3-day chart. All right. Swing to the upside while this was swinging flat on the RSI. It told me the price action was going to dump to the downside. That's it. And I backtested this 100 times, 1,000 times, Look at that. Do you see the S&P? You see what just happened to the S&P? Do I control the S&P? People think I do this to altcoins and they pump and they're like, oh, he's pumping an altcoin. I can't pump the S&P. I just told you the S&P was going to move, didn't I? I'm just saying, man, like, you see this? You see this live right here? You see it? You see it, right? You see it, right? Stop loss and everything. That thing's gone, baby. Sorry, I just had to take a moment to just really feel the music and dance, baby. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And this live is ridiculous. We go to the live right now, right? Let me turn this down. The stuff I'm teaching you is insane. You can do everything. You can trade any market in the world. You can trade any market in the world, man. I'm telling you, this stuff is going to go down in history. Like, I'm just trying to see where I first put out the S&P. It wasn't that long ago. I just want to revisit this idea here. Right here, look. Right there, like it hadn't pumped yet. I said the S&P is about to explode. Exact entry right there. Like, I mean, you can't make this stuff up, dude. Like, if you were trading futures, you could have made a boatload. Like, that's a boatload. Like, some people made a boatload on that candle right now. How did I know? Because it had retraced to key areas on the Fibonacci. Because falling wedges break up 68% of the time. You do have to get above this POC, though. See how you're getting rejected by it here? That's just unbelievable, though. Like, that's ridiculous. Team, you got to call this. Like, team, this is something you guys got to clip out. Like, just be like, take this, like, take a clip. Be like, here he is. Freeze it. And then zoom in. Be like, a minute later. Boom, boom. You know what I mean? Stone cold call in the S&P. Make it like 10 to 15 seconds long. Make it so clear. And try to timestamp it. Like, 10:15, 10:25, or whatever. Like, you know. And just, oh my gosh, man. And we could take these all the time from the live and then have little TikToks all around the world. Just and just like this guy's calling markets all around the world. And these are just amazing advertisements for the group, for the YouTube channel. These just have to go viral over time if we just keep pushing them out. You know what I mean? We're making live calls all the time that on all different assets around the world with the same type of strategy over and over again. I find it fascinating. Because I never thought it would happen like that. Apex Funny for Future is very good. Interesting. Now we're back below, though. It is a crazy day. So let me show you AKRO, right? Let's talk about it. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. 594 souls on the live stream. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's take a look at AKRO. On MEXC, USDT. Yeah. And so remember, I told you, remind the watchers on 9-3, we said we hit the SMA on the 3-day. Look how long this trade took to make gains. I'm teaching you guys this because if someone doesn't show you how long this will take and how much patience you need, you won't be able to garner up the patience to do it. But look at this. And once you broke below the 21, you went even further. Where did you go? To the 200 SMA. Now that's a good place to close the trade. So when you get that far away from the 200 and you make a bearish div, which you did here, it's a clean bearish div on the RSI. Stochastics RSI also gave you the div, and when they start to curve, you enter the trade. I mean, I love the stochastics RSI. Like, it's how simple is this trading theory? Like, is this like, don't I make it pretty simple? Like, why do people make it harder than this? Like, it doesn't have to be this hard. You know what it is? It's the emotions of loss. People are so worried about losing. As the trade's going up and down, they just like, right? You just open the trade and you sit back and let it do its thing. That's what I'm doing with BLZ. Just let it do its thing. It's going to drop to this 21-day moving average. The key is it's almost better not to look at any other time frame. Just look at the 3-day and check on it like once every night. Don't look at the other time frames because they will get in your mind and you'll see all sorts of stuff going on. But that won't ever come out on the 3-day chart. Can you go back to the BLZ call? You got sidetracked. Yeah, so what I did is I found that the 15-minute, look, I saw that I wanted to open up a short on BLZ. All right. And I saw that, where did I have this? I think I was here, yeah. And I saw that we had this falling wedge. So I opened the short right here, knowing that price action was going to reverse on me. As price reversed, I was down in the short. But I opened up the short for like, let's say $1 at first. might have been $2 because the leverage was only 20x, right? Well, maybe I could go all the way on BLZ. All right, so I guess I could go all the way. You have to be across leverage, number one. And I had $5,000 in my account, just to make it clear. I didn't need to use that much. I want to make that clear as well. Once I entered the trade, now I couldn't get a zero liquidation, but my liquidation was $5. $5.56 or something like that. Like right now, if we look at the liquidation to this trade, right? It's $55. Like the coin would have to go to $55 for me to lose all the money in my account. Like that's just like, it's just highly improbable that a 14-cent coin is going to go to $55, right? So, I mean, it's not a zero liquidation, but it basically is a zero liquidation. Like for me to lose money on this trade is highly unlikely at this point. So I wait for it to get negative. Once it gets negative, when it got negative like $6, I then put $6 into the trade. I think I put like $5.85 just in case because I didn't want to go over 6, which then put me down at 100%, right? Because now I was down, let's say 6. Yeah. Then you have $12 in the trade, and you're down. No, you're down 50%, right? So it said I was down like 1,000% at one point or something. Let's just say, or 600%. It says you're down 600% because you put $1 and you're down $6. Okay. So at $6, I enter in $6. But I knew that I saw a double top. Like I did this with the technical analysis, right? So once I entered the short, I wanted price action to go against me, and then I wanted to mitigate, which is adding into the short. And it even got a little higher, and I got a nice mitigation. At that point, price started to reverse, and this just started to dump. So now the $6 every couple of dollars on BLZ is $12. Then it's, next thing it's 18, then it's 19. And when it got to like $25, I was up like 2,000%, or I don't even know exactly what it was. I went up here, I hit price last, I hit quantity 75, and I hit close short. And it took like $25 out of the trade. And the trade kept going. Then at one point, the trade went negative again, and it went negative. And what I did is I mitigated again. You can add a little bit more. Added a tiny bit. It flips again, and then trade started to dump again, right? And then next thing you know, I was up another $27 or like $30 or something. And I went and I hit price 75 and I exited again. And now I have 46. I am paying a funding fee, so that went down from like 48. But you have $46, and now you just ride. And that's why it's like you're at 4,000% because I have taken such a small amount of money that and now what I want this to do is if it keeps dumping, this could turn into basically, if I get the dump all the way, probably could turn into like $60, right? And I can always close the trade and I can mitigate again too. Right? So it's interesting. Now, if it goes against me, which would be great, and this gets into the negative, I would add $3 to it. And then when it flips again, I could, there's a chance I could turn $100. So I could turn basically what seems like a dollar trade gets turned into over $100, right? But this takes like high focus and practicality, and you use as much leverage as the exchange will give you. But you got to really know what you're doing, because if you do this wrong, you can get absolutely, like, it looks like I'm only playing with a little bit of money here. And you're like, oh, he only made $46. And so I get it. It's not that exciting till some big time trader makes thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. But to me, it's a new strategy that I never had heard about 2-3 months before. Like I heard about it in May from my man master friend who teaches it in my trading group. Like he teaches it in my trading group. So I said, okay, people are learning this. I'm going to learn it too. All right. So you know what I mean? And again, this also is like a strategy. You have to be at the computer a lot. I'm at my computer all the time searching. I have a lot of time on my hands in the charts, right? So you got to have that, like I'm attempting to mitigate a TRB short. I want this to go way lower. I got to add more into the trade. I'm testing one out here. You know what I mean? Some of them are tests too. Like this is just kind of a nullified trade. Like it's 38 cents. And look, the liquidation would be, is this like $55,000? Like it's just nuts, right? And it's TRB. Anyway. So does that make sense? Does that make sense, everybody? All right. So look at that. Shorts now back in the money, 26,819. As I told you, as we left Bitcoin, the 4 hours heading further to the downside, in my humble opinion. That's just what we're likely going to see today. We have bearish div on the 4 hour time frame on the stochastics indicator. We lose this medium line on the RSI. And we continue to the downside. You see this? Boom. All right. So just remember. All right. I use master French strat and walk away from the trade for days sometimes. Exactly. And there's the short to the downside, 26,805. All right. And look, I can always, another thing what people are doing, they're trading short. If you're going to, they're trading the markets, right? Oh, look at that. That reverse dump peasy style. Made money, though. And it's funny because it's almost like reversing price action on Bitcoin is affecting the S&P. You know what I mean? It seems like the CME Bitcoin chart is affecting the S&P right now, right? Now look, this 7-minute scalperino. That's crazy, right? How it reversed price action pretty fast. Still look like wizardry, right? Like, what the heck then? Like, how did that... Like, I don't know. You don't ask. Don't ask, don't tell. Shh, My big boys were buying. I don't know. That's crazy. Well, I mean, if you take a look, 4-hour is about to get rejected by the 50. And it's getting overbought, right? So the 4-hour is going to struggle now, just like Bitcoin. You see this? Whole market, all markets. And so look for the pullback on the 4-hour time frame. Back to the 21 before it can get another move, And that could be our pump. Or look for a double dump. You don't want to see this level break for the S&P. Because that means you're coming for the double bottom or even something worse, right? One step at a time, everyone. Don't freak out. Like, you can't get a nasty world dump until we break above 432. A lot of people are calling for a nasty dump and freaking out. I see a lot of fear in the markets. Let's take a look at Crypto Fear and Greed Index. At 48. Not too bad, The key about being a market trader, someone in the market all the time, too, is you live in so much risk that it's not that hard for you. Don't like fear. It's not that easy for you to get into fear. So if Bitcoin gets that nice pullback on the 4-hour, it could make a nice pullback for the rest of the market. We talked about CAS getting a breakout. It did get a breakout here. We showed you this yesterday. CASPA held a move, up 2.96%. Nothing amazing. What I wasn't a fan of was the 4-hour was overbought. And to me, like it was just going to come on down. So let's take a look at that yet one more time. We came to some really weird realizations yesterday for Casper, and we'll recreate them with you right now. I still haven't bought back in. Let's look at the both bullish and the bearish scenario. The bearish scenario is the possibility of it being in a giant rising wedge. Rising wedges break down 68% of the time. This would give it the idea that it could continue to pump, only to bearish retest and come down, and they break down where they began, which almost says that you could see a Casper all the way back at 1.2, which is very strange, right? And then you look, you have the bearish divergence right here, right on the 4-hour. And that has played out. So that's just one thing. And I'm not guaranteeing that. I'm just putting that out there. All right. Now we see that we have previous resistance for support. Previous resistance for support. The same right here and here as well. Bang. All right. Remember, all the trades we make today, all right, were made on MEXC, MEX Global. And that's why I like MEXC, is because I don't have to pay a fee when I make a trade spot, specifically when I'm getting in and out or DCAing. It makes it a lot easier and less stressful. Coinbase, I recently went and bought $5,000 worth of Bitcoin. It was about 2 months ago. And when I did it, I forgot. And I ended up paying like $200 in fees and then overpaying for the price of Bitcoin too. Like, they hit me above spot. I could have bought US Tether, sent it to, another exchange and bought it on without a fee. And then even sent the Bitcoin back to a hardware wallet. Like, just use it for the exchange purposes. So pin the message here, MEXC, place to be. Join the trading group and join the Facebook group. We'd love to see you in there saying what's up. God bless each and every one of you. Shout out to Love Learning. Shout out to Crypto King. Shout out to Tauntaun. Shout out to Seize the Day, Santiago Escobedo, and Robbie93. God bless everybody here on the live. 553 beautiful souls. Thank you so much for being here every single day with the Lifer. All right, so let's break it down to some bigger time frames. Let's look at our 3-day chart for Caspa. So right here, it has a bearish div, right? The RSI is pushing down. Price action's pushing up. Bearish divergence, and you're getting overbought on the Stokes. Are we getting a drop? No guarantees, right? Bit of a double top here too as well for Caspa, as it has a resistance at 4.9 now. That's strong resistance for Caspa. So you can see Caspa's now stuck between 4.3 and 4.9. It hasn't been 4.3 since about like the 22nd area. Overbought on the Stokes with some bearish div. Zoom into the daily. Daily very oversold with some bullish div. And, you know, what do we bypass this and say we're in here and we broke out and broke back in? That makes sense. Do you try to include this in there and say you're just in the giant symmetrical? I've done both. Pretty weird either way. And is there something I'm not seeing altogether? Now, we could do this too. And that's kind of how we're making, you know, we could say this, like you broke inside this, you broke out. It's a very strange up and down pattern. Usually when you get that, I want to negate it because it's like, oh, you just went and got something like liquidity grab. MACD wants to turn, RSI wants to turn. Everything looks interesting for a move for Caspa further to the upside. It has a leg up too on the daily. The 3-day chart is kind of fighting these ideas, so that's got me in the middle. Take a look at the 4-hour time frame, and the 4 hours overbought. So like I wouldn't like to get into a trade right now on Caspa at all. And I'm getting a vibe of a shoulder ahead and kind of a right, you know, the two shoulders here. But that's okay. But I do see Caspa coming back down to this 4.2 level. It'd be amazing if it does that because it would be below my sell at 4.4, and I'd be able to sneak back into Caspa if I wanted to. After all my, you know, impatient ways. Shoulder, head, and shoulder beautifully played out there. Shoulder, head, shoulder, right, to the upside. I mean, you can't beat that. Inverted head and shoulder. Now I see a head and shoulder the other way. If the 4-hour can reset and we can kind of stay more sideways, there's a chance we break on out. So we'll be watching how price action and stochastics occur. And that's a basis of, you know, a lot of basis of what I teach you guys tomorrow if you jump into class. You're going to learn how to set alerts tomorrow. You're going to learn so many cool things about price action. You're going to be able to ask me live questions and sit with me on a Saturday morning, and you're going to invest in yourself. The knowledge you get with me, you're going to have for the rest of your life. It's not like when you go, you know, buy a beer or, you know, even if you pay for a nice meal, they're great times, but you eat them and they're over, right? This will be something that you're going to eat the knowledge, but you're going to have it for the rest of your life, right? So eat the books with me, everybody. All right? They'll fill you up for life. I mean, when the stochastics get tight like this, it's interesting, but even this bearish div here on the 1-hour time frame suggests some pain. So we will see. Only time will tell, but right now it's kind of a, you know, we got some strange price action here on Caspa. I could be wrong. Watch it pump all the way to the upside, but the 4-hour tells me to be careful. It also follows Bitcoin pretty closely, and it looks like we're going to get a move for Bitcoin. So I'd see this to, looks like Caspa's coming back down somewhere to the 4.3 level. However, if the 4-hour can come right back down and we don't leave, then it's going to consolidate and probably get a big move up. I'm not bullish or bearish. I'm open-minded. And there are some signs of bullishness for Caspa. I'll tell you that right now. All right? There are some signs for bullishness. So blessed to have found this group. Shout out to my man. God bless you. Yes, sir. Going to check tonight. Sideways price action in the 4-hour reset. Look for divergences. Exactly. Spot on, man. Spot on. Okay, super chats. RUNE. Let's take a look at RUNE, which has been interesting too as well. RUNE, baby, RUNE. Thorchain. So we called this pump on the live stream. Someone asked me, and I said, you know, I wouldn't get in if it came down here or if it pumps up and it comes back down into this area for the retest. They readjusted a little bit, but it came right into my circled area, and then it pumped up hard. Then I put it in a little bit of a flag. I believe even when we talked about it on the weekly screen share, it did have a gain of 4%. Followed that Bitcoin insane move, which a lot of coins are doing. And you have to remember that probably most of the market is going to be looking at this pullback on the 4-hour time frame. So basically, every coin follows Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell here. Look, a bit of a double top here on Rune 2, telling us we're likely to come to the downside. All right, if you add your indicator, Pat, if you want to use that and you're new, don't make everything, automated, but you go to technicals here, go to patterns, click on all patterns and add it. It's going to be an indicator called all patterns. When you click it on, it's going to show you all the patterns you can. A rectangle. Did somebody say the rectangle? It's going to teach you patterns you never even knew existed either. All right. And it's not going to be right. I wouldn't trade I think it's just interesting to see what they say. I have my own way of finding my own pattern, so it doesn't really matter to me. When I look at the 4-hour time frame, I could see Rune doing something like this. Headed back down for now, but that thing looks like it's getting ready to go parabolic. You remember that I said this, right? And then you'd be like, oh, I remember when he said that Rune was going to go parabolic. But watch it, and then, you never know. No guarantees. But let me reset. Let me fix this up. Like, this is just so interesting, right? And there's a way the parabola, it has to feel a certain way for me to be correct. There it is. It's more like... So this could start making a serious parabola for Rune. Something's brewing for it. It's getting use case. You know what I mean? It's getting use case. It's not just, there's people interested in these chains. There's action going on. There's VC money. There's people doing certain things. I'm not saying VC here in Rubies, but I'm just saying the market in general. People start allocating up to October, man. People make money in October. They call it Uptober. I'd put an alert here. I'm looking for the pullback for Rune to hold the higher low. That would be a beautiful entry for a possible monster move for Rune. So I don't forget, because the life is crazy, and how could we remember everything? We can't. We right click here, we put add an alert, and that keeps us kind of in the zone here for what's going to happen to Rune. All right. Rune has been around for a long time. It's better than Casper. Casper is another chain. Who needs it? Amen. I like Casper, man. I think it could make some gains. Speculation is fun. Speculation is fun. Shout out to everybody here. If you want to join the trading group, we linked the link right here. If you want to join MEXC, I'd greatly appreciate it. I do get an affiliate from all the links that I present to you. BOOKMAP as well. Shout out to BOOKMAP holding us down, showing us the liquidity daily and what's happening to Bitcoin no matter what. Funny, when my tick size really, really big, I had this guy down here. This is a person with this order. Look at this order. 2680. 1,474 Bitcoins. This person thinks they're going to get Bitcoin at $2,680. Is that crazy? What if that actually happens? This guy gets it. Or is he that's just like a safety order? You're like, you never know. I'll just put an order down there. Pretty weird, right? So whales are buying, and I want to talk about something that you may not have thought about. All right. But set alerts for Rune. Remember that we said this. Write it down. Get a whiteboard, get a Google Sheet, whatever you got to do to track what I'm talking about. If you're in my trading group, you got to have a way to track all the different things that I'm putting out. My brain is hyperactive. I'm scanning the markets at the speed of light. I'm always going to be looking at things. I want you to be able to capture what I'm looking at and be able to take advantage of the probabilities. In order to do that, I want you to be able to write them down in a spreadsheet or a Google Doc, something like that, or even a whiteboard can help you. Just make sure you're kind of aligning yourself with your alerts, your whiteboards, keeping things present. So many times you're going to see a coin flop. You're like, I remember that one, but I forgot about it. I'm telling you, it's going to happen to you all the time. It happened to me when I was in trading groups. A trading group. One trading group was a signals group. The other trading group made sense, but there was a lot of things I had to keep track of. I had to do my due diligence to organize my thoughts and get things going. So this thing could go parabolic. All right, we've identified a possible parabola and RUNE. We've got Casper kind of in a bit of a nutshell, too. We're going to watch what happens here on this 4-hour time frame. All right. Made 115% on gain on RUNE. Wow, that's amazing. Sub Sam, bit late, but I'm here. Shout out to Happy Mama T. TA on STORJ USD when just went short. Mr. Nobody for $2. Let's take a look at our baby STORJ here. On MEXC. All right, so we looked at it. Could it possibly make a flag? Came out of the flag and then continued to do its thing. Let's take a look at that. Kind of an inverted head and shoulder, not the best. Really, like what? I'll make sense of this. Let me wrestle it. Let me wrestle that coin. Let me wrestle you, boy. So look. Previous resistance. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Above the point of control. Boy, that point of control there, boy. Why don't you pass me that last two and grab that horse there, boy? You know how to tackle a horse there, boy. Why don't you get that saddle on there, boy? Let's go. I always wanted to be a cowboy, you know? Shout out to all the cowboys out there. Any cowboys in the live stream? What? I am your cowboy? My wife said. Everyone's going to think we role play now and like I dress up like a cowboy. It's kind of weird, you know? What? I can't hear you, babe. I love you, though. I miss you. Will you come down and hold me tight during the live? Really? Oh, wow. Okay, so you entered a short for STORJ. The daily wants to pump, you know what I mean? Oh, wow. It's the BB Meister. Oh, wow, you smell like coffee.
Oh, I'm probably wired. Oh, that's
so the daily's pushing up nicely. I don't like the short when the daily's that hot, like looking like that, honestly, personally. Not my move, right? And you'd be surprised, like the daily could just crush you today, despite. Also, it looks like it had a nice Fibonacci retracement here. It came to the 0.5 with a bounce, but we could even, if we bring this up from that level, it did at 718, at 786. See, from this little point, bing. Anyway, so yeah, so I'd be careful. That has a measured move further up. It breaks this high, it's going to continue. Now, if you're showing the smaller time frames, there's a chance that you're all right. Let's take a look. So then you could be doing like something like this, right? So now let's zoom into the 4 hour. 4 hour has legs too right now. I mean, I don't know. 4 hour says it's going to continue to the upside. It breaks this high, it's gone. Short starting on the 1. Yeah, what you want to do is see how far you are from the 21 on the time frame. Yeah, there you go. That's a nice short. Because it's telling you either you stay above this and you go completely flat, right? And that means your short will just go absolutely sideways. But let me see. Thank you. Oh my God, thank you so much. And my hat. Thank you. Wow. So you're looking for, short back down to the 618 Fibonacci level. And you're looking for the price action to come back to this 21. That's very likely on the short. Yeah, that looks highly probable to me on the 15-minute time frame. But again, be open-minded to the fact that it does this, and then the short goes sideways, and that could break out. The daily and the 4 hour still have gas. You're looking for a quick scalp on the smaller time frame. And you also, you're right at a level that if you get above, previous resistance could become support then, She's telling you secrets, man. I know. I have addition, isolated margin ready to cover. If you have any questions about your 99 membership course or registered and would like to pay with crypto, please email CryptoLifers. You don't even have to email Crypto Livers too. We could say, we were just thinking about this the other day. You can go to cryptolifer.com, and then we have a message window there, right, where you can message us. Support, FAQs, contact us, right? So just hit support, contact us, send us a letter right here. Tell us what you need. We're there to help you. Your name, your email, what's your issue, payment issue, billing issue, crypto payment, Discord, general inquiry. It's all right here for you. This is the place that we want you to help us out here. You don't even have to email us now, and you can email support@cryptolifer.com as well. All right. And Discord support. So we love you. We're here. And Jamie Zeno is also there for you. All right. All right. Your girls are so sweet. Can't wait for my first in February. Gonna find out in 2 weeks the gender. But 95% girls from the get-go. Hey, there you go, man. Okay. All right, let's jump on into the news and see what's happening in the markets today. Before we jump on out of here, God bless each and every one of you for being here. Let's take a look at the research that my team has done. God bless you guys, and thank you so much for the constant toil every single day. It never ends. 1, 2, and 3 here. Let's take a look. Hi, my name is Samuel James Price, and every single day I go over the news. Whether it's Web3, finance, or crypto, we're going to break it down and bring it to you. We even do CME. We talk about the PCI, the PCE, and more. I'm telling you right now, we cover it all. Today, let's break it down on this beautiful Friday. God bless you all for being here. I appreciate it. 2024, the Cosmos Year of Rollup, Integration, and Modularity. The Internet of Blockchains listed a series of next year's priorities in a lengthy developer-focused document. The 50-page document primarily discusses Cosmos' focus on blockchain modularity and interoperability. I really think holding big bags of Atom is a good idea. In the long term, I think Atom's SDK, their software developer kit, and more is going to really provide the basis for multiple projects to really grow. It's a hub connecting multiple other projects, and I really like it. It's a really good read. Maria Gonzalez, the Interchain Foundation's managing director, told Blockworks that Cosmos has struggled to market itself to developers with a native token to create financial incentive for adoption, but compelling narrative drive adoption too. And she hopes the 2024 roadmap will hit developers' imaginations like Ethereum roadmaps have, and they can begin to build more on Cosmos. Bitcoin fair value accounting rules, huge positive for corporate adoption. It really is. They can basically figure out because before when you bought a Bitcoin and had it on the balance sheet and it went up in value and you had it 5 years ago and when you first bought that Bitcoin could be up substantially, right? You couldn't put it on the balance sheet as being up millions of dollars, so even though you held an asset that was up huge. Now you can due to fair accounting value, which adds, now companies that hold Bitcoin look more attractive to invest in. From hedge funds to investors and packages. This is really actually a huge deal because it reverberates all the way through the markets. So MicroStrategy's rule change support. Since adopting its Bitcoin acquisition, business intelligence company MicroStrategy reported $2.3 billion of cumulative impairment losses. But so you could do the losses, but you couldn't do the gains. You see this? The largest public company holder of Bitcoin pushed back from Securities and Exchange Commission when it used non-GAAP accepted accounting principles measured to try and adjust Bitcoin impairment charges. Interesting. So it's like they made it impossible to do the right thing. Now you can. Valkyrie backs off Ether purchases until SEC ETF approval officially effective. The asset manager Thursday said it had begun purchasing Ether futures contracts. It really doesn't matter to me because it's an ETF for it. It's cool. I'm like somewhat excited, but futures or whatever, man. We have Bitcoin futures in CME. It's not a big deal. And we need a spot ETF. A futures ETF does nothing for us. Look, begin buying, right? They want people that don't know how to read or something get excited for this. It's cool, but it's, you know what I mean? Thursday said it had already begun purchasing the Ether's futures contract. And I love how they said backs off Ether futures purchases. Oh no, they're going to buy a bunch of futures contracts now. You know what I mean? My baby shut off the... Did she cut off the... Sorry about that. This whole time that light was devaluing my stream. But the idea is like a futures contract, man, is not spot ETH. So I'm not that excited about it. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. I go live 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturday and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. I can't wait to see you there on my next live stream. Are you in there? I love y'all. Thank you for coming on in. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, cool. Let's bring up that music, and then we're going to kind of wrap it up here for the day. Shout out to everybody here on the live. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Kind of a funny day, I'll be honest. I'm going to buy a Tesla off from the TA, baby. Hey, you never know. More shorts inbound with the futures ETF, right? Good catching you again, Sam. Enjoy the family time. God bless you, brother. Thank you for being here every single day, right? So, yeah, we're seeing, we're looking at basically the 4-hour playing games, but eventually possibly making a move to the downside. Now, what's the bullish scenario? Do I have a bullish scenario that could go against this idea? Well, let's take a look. Let's be super open-minded. See if there's something that I'm not looking at or something that I'm missing. We'll go to the MEXC USDT chart and take a look. And look, there is that trade right there too. Still in the money, man. From that entry. I mean, all these trades played out that I posted throughout the week. And I gave stop losses, clean entries, and they were really simple trades. Previous resistance became support. It really was a very simple way to trade it. Like, there was no, it wasn't rocket science to me. It may have been to other people, but it wasn't to me. It's pretty basic. And here we are again. Previous resistance could be support here. So we're looking for Bitcoin to just kind of hang out and not really do too much. Just kind of do this. And then we can get ourselves a pretty nice move further to the upside. That's bullish. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. 1 hour looks bullish, but it does look like a double top. That's an M pattern too to me. That's actually bearish to the downside. I do see a bigger move down. And I see bearishness on the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame. Back to that 786. Yeah, I just, golden pocket, 26.6 looks highly likely to be revisited. And this is even a double top here, which could complete a bigger dump. So if you can't see the bearishness, you just can't see the market, in my humble opinion. So I see moves to the downside today. How could it not be? Let's do one more time. I'm trying to fight my bias here. Could this be considered a cup and handle? Could this break out big? I'm just giving, this is like a bonus at the end of the live stream for each and every one of you. Could this be a cup and handle? Could it break out big? That's the idea. Previous resistance has to be broken. So I wouldn't long unless you get back above 27,186. I just wouldn't long. It's obvious, This really has but you could just say, yeah, you're in the bullish rectangle. And there's a chance that the 1 hour is going to bounce on you back to the upside here. But then you could have a shoulder head and just a right shoulder too. So I just see more bearishness than bullishness, even if we do get a little pump today. If we get up here and we retest, that will change my whole tune. And then I would long this flag. Right? So I'm only long in this flag if we see a breakout on a retest of this area. Otherwise, I remain bearish. Pretty simple to me how to trade today. You do whatever makes you happy, but that's so cut and dry. I don't think there's any, And if we get up here and we turn and the 1 hour gets a turn like 8 o'clock tonight, that's going to be a nice shoulder to short to the downside too as well. And I still firm on my fact that the 4 hour is going to come down to the 21 on this Binance chart. So there you go, man. I did it. I try to bend my mind so that I don't see things one way. I see things as many ways as humanly possible, right? And that's the key. All right. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. And I thank you for being here with me. Remember the day I showed you this and where it is now. BLC is going to do the same thing. A lot of these coins are going to do the same thing. This one, just keep reminding yourself to the 21. Use the same strategy over and over again. That's how you'll be good at it. You can't bounce around and use 100 strategies. You got to find one and stick with it. I found mine and I'm with my sauce. I stick to my sauce. I learn other things and I can add them, but I stick to my sauce. All right. Everyone, I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for jumping on in. God bless you. We already went over RUNE. If you want to take a look, we timestamp all of the super chats that we do. So you can come back later on if you had a run out, or if you want to come back and relook at that analysis again, we have it for you below all the videos timestamped. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hold on. I want to do this amazingly well. Put my favorite song on. Shout out to everybody here on the live stream. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for your viewership, for your kindness, for your love, for your support, and for your constant dedication to the trading group and to the other people in the trading group. Shout out to my elite traders, Stack McChange, Shano, and David Kendall. You guys are absolutely amazing. We love each and every one of you. Shout out to Master Friend, teaching tirelessly, mentoring tirelessly, helping so many people. Side chats, DMs, and one-on-ones. May God bless your time, my man. May God bless you. Thank you so much for bringing the love to the group. Last and not least, all of you beautiful people that are blue in my crew that helped the live stream go so well. Thank you so much to each and every one of you. Shout out to all the blue crew with a wrench in your hand, and all the green people, and every single one of you that came and made the stream amazing. All the comments, all the viewership, and all the love. Shout out to the fan funding, Crypto Bellico, Fear, Face Everything, and Rise. I love it. TA on short, we went over that. RUNE thoughts, we went over that. Cast thoughts, we went over that. In depth in BLZ, we went over these beautiful ideas on the super chats. God bless everyone. And there's a brand new super chat from someone that had never super chatted before. Shout out to Seba. We love always accentuating when someone does their first super chat. We really like that. We're seeing that almost every single day now. That's new to me, his first super chat ever. So God bless you, man. Thank you so much. Everyone, we love you. We thank you. And, we'll just screenshot you guys. Crypto Bellico, Mr. Nobody, Big Wick Energy, Caston Williams, and Seabuck. Thank you so much for giving to the channel. You all get special shout-outs at the end of the stream and some screen time for the love that you sent. I really, really appreciate it, guys. You were amazing. Let's put you guys nice and big. God bless everybody here on the live. I appreciate you all. I thank you all. Gratitude is the attitude towards abundance. When you ever get it, something's not going right or something doesn't feel right, get down on your hands and knees. Thank God for the moment that you have right then, and then everything will really start to play out in the right motion. That's what I do. Again, you can do whatever else makes you happy. I'll see you all tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. I can't wait to be there. And if you want to take class tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., I can't wait to see you. And I still do the update around 8:30. I have a busy day tomorrow. I work 7 days a week. I love you all. I can't wait to catch up with you in the Discord. God bless. Discord's working great now. We should be fine for the day. Over and out, 10-4. Crypto is life, baby. I'll see you around on the flip side.